Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your mouthpiece, Jason Kelly from the WMSC Saturday Afternoon Boogie Bang, and you're watching What's His Name 50. And remember, it's a 4-1-4 thing. Project JKFX, sissy. Come on.
Also in this episode, I took a time and visited with a good friend of mine, Terry Spears, at WIMB. Okay. Hey there. Welcome back. Standing here with two of my funk brothers, Terry Spears on the drums, and Marty Davis on the bass. It's an invisible bass, so you can't see it, but you believe it's fun. Anyway, they will tell you, or we're going to tell you about WIMB, which is, Terry?
WIMB, me in my basement. So, a little fun, friendly recording studio here, which has been around for a few years. Had the pleasure of bringing some great musicians down like Murray and Marty. I met Murray through Marty. I met Marty through Marty.
Everybody know Marty. You're
Yeah,
just born with it.
that's what it is.
Okay, now tell them about some of the projects that you've done in here. I mean, you've done some people that people might know, right?
No.
Yeah, what about the 94 Westbound?
94 Westbound. That was a project, that was one of my first projects on Marquise back in 1999. You remember that?
You said a few years. I thought the films were in here. One of the violent films was in here doing something.
No, actually, the last group I had in here was a group called what were they called?
See, now I already even told my part.
Money Shot.
Money
They
Shot.
was a good group, yeah.
Okay.
It sounded like the Cars when they would get down with some stuff.
Okay.
And one day, hopefully I'll put that on some what's the name, let you check them out.
Okay.
Yeah, we produced some groups, some of my groups down here basically. Did some stuff with Marty and Murray, some nice
See,
music.
now the groups that you play with are groups that people know.
Well, yeah, my jazz band, which was with Mr. Alvin Jr., was called Tufu. Some people may know it back in the day as Renaissance.
Okay.
And others may know it back in the day as Riverside Drive, but it's all the same band.
Okay.
And we had reggae bands down here. My reggae band, Ronnie Gale's Impulse 2, did some nice recordings. And like I said, basically it's a lot of friend and family stuff. We've done some great stuff down here. That's really worthy of recording. That's about that.
All right. So let me ask Marty, how'd you meet Terry, Marty?
I actually met Terry through Damone.
Mac Mo.
Back in 06?
No, way back before then.
I was in 1906.
No, 1980 something?
Yeah, it was back
85?
Okay.
Somewhere up in there, 85, 86.
Damone is a guitar player.
Yeah, he's a guitar player.
The theme music to this episode of Whaziznamez 50 is a piece that I created called Anxiety. It's actually an experiment to see if I could sound like a hard rock band by using my electronic gear. And even though I kind of did do that, it's not really satisfying to me. So I've always wanted to see if I can get a real band of musicians with guitars and drums to do the thing. Unfortunately, so far I haven't actually been able to do so. I did get really close one time with Terry and Marty and Damone. You think you'd like to do one? Drop me a line at your favorite place to go. You can contact me wherever you see this at. Drop me a line and I'll get you a copy of the original and you can work it however you want to. You know, I'd really love to see like a dub band do it. That'd be really trippy, huh? Or a Metallica cover band or, you know, I don't know.
My name is Terry Spears. We're down at WIMB, and you watching Whaziznamez 50th. Mr. Marty Mario, he brings it to Whazizname like his own coffee crew. Thanks to Marty. Yeah, and that's how we put it down for Whazizname, WIMB, y'all. Hey, we're back at WIMB, and this is another Whazizname 50 track for you. And this is how we get down when we track them live. This is Whazizname doing this thing right here in the studio, playing everything you hear. Check him out.
watching Whaziznamez 50. Matter check-in. Peace. Thinking about these windowless rooms, I've probably mentioned to it before in the previous episode, and you probably hear that in the little stories in between here. But I've been doing this for a really kind of a long time, you know, like 23 years at Mata, like 35 years in general, you know, audio and stuff, and oh my goodness. Let me give you an idea of where I was at one point. This is a space that is collecting gear that has now become obsolete. Gear that at one time was actually cutting edge. This is a camera that we used to use a lot. Weighs close to 15 pounds, maybe more. Now that is just a camera, not a camcorder. No tape goes in it. In fact, the way it's set up right there, I don't even think you can attach a cable to it yet. You still need to add one more piece. And this is an example of one of the cameras that Mata was using for public access producers back when access began. It weighs about 7 or 8 pounds. Again, this is not a camcorder. This is just a camera. The thing on the back, that black boxes you can see there, that's a battery. That battery probably would power that camera 30, maybe 40 minutes. You would also have to have a cable connected to that camera so it could connect to either a tape deck for a portable field deck for use out in public, or a cable that would run it to a control unit, then run it to a switcher so you can use it in a studio type application. Suffice it to say, you wear one of those around for a while and you get tired really quickly of it. Or you fall in love with it really quickly, which is kind of what I did. I really don't like the little handheld things that we use nowadays. There are bunches of these in this box. This is the front of an old tape deck, pneumatic tape recorder and player. Give you an idea how big electronics used to be. And mind you now, it was much bigger than that at the time when I actually started doing electronics. This we're looking at here is the late 80s, mid 80s. That was used to carry around tape decks, monitors, and camera control units for a portable multi-camera shooting unit. 3 cameras would connect to that box, and you could record a multi-camera show. There would be a switcher in the box so you can, switch between which camera goes to the record tape. These other 2 boxes are a similar thing, but for a slightly smaller version of it. This is the Mata equipment room. This is where you come to check in, check out your gear, where Mata keeps all its gear that's available for users. That's one of Mata's staff people, Justin. Now, I was talking earlier about the way the gear has gotten smaller and smaller. Here is an example of the kind of camcorder that we used after we got away from the tube cameras that I showed you in the graveyard. In fact, this is kind of the way that I like to use a camcorder. It weighs 20 pounds or something like that, and this thing right here is the battery for it, but it gives you more control and freedom. You can see by how many connections are on the outside. So it's on? Yes, I can see it. Yep. You see the kind of freedom that you get with this. Because of its enormous size, it kind of stabilizes itself. If I do this, it wobbles, but if I'm holding it like this, it's not really going too far. Whereas that little tiny camera, you hold it like that and it's prone to bounce. With this, you get it up on your shoulder and you're in a room, in a crowd, people automatically know, oops, excuse me, he's got a camera. the little thing in your hand, they don't know what you're doing. It's easy to get bumped into, wind move, your heart beats too fast, and the little camera moves all over the place. These are much easier to control until you get to the fatigue point. Then your heartbeat is all over it. But of course, after you get experience, you know, okay, time to put it back on the tripod or da-da-da-da. Anyway, as I said, this is the way I prefer to shoot. This to me is a camcorder. That other thing, Here is an example of something that Matt went to after that, and an example too of how small it's gotten. This is a Canon XL1. Notice all the little tiny buttons, and you see very few connections, even though they are hidden behind stuff like that. Or where's one? Ah, there we go. You know. However, you look at the connections on that. In fact, let's compare them together for size once. You know, this is mostly lens. This is mostly tape deck. The Canon XL1. Not a bad little camcorder, a nice compromise, what they used to call a prosumer camcorder. It is designed with buttons on the top, so it is pretty easy to shoot down here. It is pretty nicely balanced, a little bit front heavy, but nothing too serious, so it's kind of easy to hold down here. Fits up here pretty well with this, another attachment that's not on this particular one, but Matt does have them. It fits pretty well up here. Eyepiece is pretty comfortable, so I mean, it is a nice blend of the best of the two worlds. The lens is big enough to get your hand on and everything. However, the interface is digital and tiny. The rings on here are not like the rings on a real lens. They go forever. I can never get to the physical end of the lens adjustment, so I have to guess with my eye which direction is which and how far I am in the lens, which is not something that you would usually do with one of the 22-pound ones. Also, the buttons are kind of small, easy to get 2 or 3 at a time by accident, and even worse when you get back here next to your face and try to deal with them. Also, the counter is so close to your face that you can't see it while you use it. I remember that as a personal problem I didn't like about this. Not a bad camcorder, not the 22-pound thing. This is an example of an even more modern digital camcorder. I would say that this camcorder is mostly just body for comfort for the user, because you can see how small the tape deck is, you can see how small the lens is, and the microphone is there, so, you know. Still didn't have the kind of control that I'm used to, but not too bad. Panasonic, I forget the model number. Very nice. Light again, nice balance to it. You know, big enough that you can work with it down here and hold it pretty still. Nice smart microphones. Fits nicely on your shoulder, although it feels a little wobbly up there. Nice eyepiece. Again, the interface is very, very tiny and a little touchpad type stuff. It's easy to get yourself confused. It is kind of good that this is modern enough that it has a pop-out screen for those times when you don't need to stand with it on your face. You can still get an idea what's going on. Very cool, especially for when you're playing back a tape. Not a bad camcorder, still not the thing I like. And this is what Matter uses now for public access people. As you can see, it all fits in one hand. You can handle it easily with a few fingers. Even with the battery on, it's barely as big as the tape door on the 22-pound thing. Also, you'll notice, because of the very tiny little lens, there's no way for you to actually run the lens actively while you do video. I mean, I shouldn't say there isn't a way, but it's a very difficult way for a person that's familiar with the older ones. Then there's this little tiny handful of digital magic. It does have an eyepiece, but oh my goodness. Could you imagine doing this all day? You know, it's not at all like the other thing. You notice how with the big ones I could stand and it was out here, I was braced. With this, you have to hold it so close to you that you have to almost pick up a wobbly position or some acrobatic thing to balance you. So, even though this is very effective to get the job done for television, it is very limiting in the abilities. Notice I can't adjust the lens on it at all. Notice that there are no buttons on the outside. Well, 3. A couple in there, but they're so tiny you can't get to them easily. And they're digital, and so they don't move smoothly. If you want to do something creative, such as a really slow zoom that gradually speeds up, be very tricky to pull off on this. Whereas with the 22-pound one or even the XL1, because of the type of buttons and size of buttons, you can get it to happen much easier. Anyway, that's the progression of the gear at Matter. So that's our comparison of the gear timeline as it pertains to Matter. And now you can probably get an idea why I complain about the new thing that we use when I'm used to using that. Hey there. So, I guess that's about as much time as we have for this edition of Whaziznamez 50. Trust me, there are more people that work in these windowless rooms that I want to include. In fact, they will be included, so I guess we're going to have to come back and do that. Again, the same will be true for the family one and the friends one. Excuse me, little bugs are flying around in here. For the family and friends one as well. So, thank you again for joining us. Look at the credits for contact information about the things that you saw on the show, including Whazizname. Peace.
She's in the building. What's good?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I just did something for Whazizname.
What's his name? Oh, the Reverend Doctor. What's his name?
Yeah.
The Reverend Doctor. What's his name?
Yes, Reverend.
Oh, that's what I heard.
Crazy.
That's what I heard. Reverend Doctor. What's his name? That's all I know.
Yeah, I did something for him.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. You want to share that, or is it just like?
Well, he's gonna be doing. He has his own show called Whazizname on public access. I think it's on the cable channel or something like that. And he wanted to interview me for something, so I did the interview for him.
Wow.
So you guys gotta catch me on public access. This is you go for my close up.
Yoshi's gonna be on TV. Okay. Oh, what is the world coming to? There goes the neighborhood.